Hello folks, Double Tap in, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be making a beer enhancer 2, and for that we're going to use dextrose, multi-dextrin, we've got some Muntons light spray malt, we're going to need some scales. I've got Ziploc food bags, but you could get the Thai ones, any type of food bags you want, as long as they're big enough, because we're going to be putting in 1,000 grams of all this lot. Also, I've had some stuff in here sanitising. This is the bowl that we'll be using. I'm just going to put that there for a minute, and I've got a nice big spoon right here. So what I'll do is I'll set this lot up. I'm going to move the camera so you can see all the ingredients going there, then we'll run through a few things and take it from there. Okay, moved a bit of stuff around. I haven't put the camera yet on the scales because I thought it'd be probably a good idea to go through a bit of the ingredients a little bit better, but first things first, let's have a beer. Right. Now look at that. Now that is a pint. Nice clear glass on this one. Look at that. Beautiful that is. Yeah, all of this stuff, I got it all on Amazon because it's basically one of the cheapest places to buy things in bulk. The prices for this, you can have 1 kilogram bags for these two. 2.5 kilogram, or I think it was 5 kilogram. The 2.5 kilogram, which is what these are, yeah, 2.5 kilogram, and this is the multi-dextrin. You've got all the bulk there for it. These work out £8.50 each at the time that I'm making the video, which is January 2018. So £8.50, £8.99. They're both 2.5 kilograms, and it's just bulk powders. Pure series, quality assured, premium grade, athletes endorsed and all that type of business. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's them. The other ingredients, you've just got your normal Muntons light spray malt. So, like I was saying before, I will move the camera so you can see this a bit better. But I just thought it'd be a good idea to go through the ingredients. But just remember, this is the beer enhancer 2, not the beer enhancer 1. I will go through other recipes with you if you want to make the beer enhancer 1, or you want to use different ingredients. But in the meantime, check that out. That is a cracking pint, that is. Cheers. That is lovely. That's the Cooper's Bitter. It's 3 months old now. It's been in the bottles 3 months, fermenting for a few weeks, so it's coming up to round about 4 months, but that is turning into a spectacular pint. Right then, let's crack on with this. Right then, let's get this on and get it zeroed. Let's put our mixing bowl on. Now you might not be able to see how heavy that is, but I'm just zeroing it anyway. Oh, actually, do you know what? Let's make sure. Right, I've got it on grams because that's what I'm weighing it in. Right. Come on, are you working? Yeah. Okay, so because I brought a large box of Muntons spray malts, I'm going to be using what I've actually already bagged up. Now this recipe calls for 250 grams of this light spray malt. So let's get this lot in here. Now don't worry if this starts clumping or the other ingredients start clumping. Don't worry about it. But what I will say is make sure everything's clean and sanitised. Also, make sure your bowls and spoon are dry, because these are all powders and they're going to stick. So just make sure of all that lot and just be aware of it. So anyway, 250 grams of light spray malt is going in here. So we're on 214, 237, oh look at that, 249, just a touch more. If you go over, which I have, it's 251, don't worry about it. Right, let's get this out of the way while I have a loving slurp of my beer. Right, look at that. That is a beautiful pint. Oh yes. Okay, so we're now going for, what have we got here? This is the multidextrin. Okay, so for the multidextrin we want another 250 grams. So let's get this lot in. Now, if you wanted to, you could swap out the multidextrin and you could use lactulose, and that gives you really good results as well. But I'm using this because this is what I have. So, like I was saying, 250 grams of this is also going in. Once we've got all of this lot in, we're going to give it a good mix. Where are we on? 360. Okay, and it's a very fine powder, so I wouldn't have the window open or fans on and stuff like that, because you're going to get this lot go everywhere. Right, let's have a look at our weight. We are on 438. Now you could, I suppose, tip this bag up, but I don't really want to do that. Right. And I've just noticed, look what comes in here. One of them. So let's put that to one side. I didn't realise there was a scoop in there. Right. Okay, that's gone way over that ass. Let's get that out. And that. Right. Okay, that's fine. That is. So if we've got a scoop in there as well. So this one is now the dextrose. Because the bags are the same, I'm making sure I check it. So we're actually on 500 grams, 250 grams light spray malt, 250 grams maltodextrin. This is dextrose. We want 500 grams of this. Now, because I brought a bulk consignment of Munton spray malt, which was 25 kilograms, the light spray malt hasn't actually cost me anything, because I had that much of it. I sold a ton of it on eBay, and I got my money back about at least 10 times over, because I got it for an absolutely ridiculously cheap price, because there was that much of it. Okay, so we're nearly on the money for that one. Okay, bang on 1,000 grams. So what I want to do next is I want to lightly mix all this together. But you know what? Don't need them scales no more, so let's get them out of the way. Now my mixing bowl isn't that gigantic, as you can see, so I'm taking this really easy, because look at it. It's just like a very fine powder, all this lot is. Okay. Right, I'm going to carry on mixing it and then we'll start bagging it up. Right then, got my bags ready. This lot can now go in here, but we're going to have to be very careful with it. I was hoping these bags were going to be bigger than the last type I used, but unfortunately they're not. Now, as I was saying, this is the Brew Enhanser 2, which is 500 grams dextrose, 250 grams maltodextrin and 250 grams light spray malt. If you wanted to make the beer or Brew Enhanser 1, which are like Cooper's kits, all you would use is 60% dextrose, so 600 grams, and you'd use 40% maltodextrin, 400 grams, and that would make the Brew Enhanser 1. Also, I'll point out again that you can replace the maltodextrin with lactulose. So if you could get your hands on one thing and not the other, or you got yourself a bit of a bargain in a sale or something, then you know you can chop and change it. Right, I'm going to fill these bags up and then we'll see the finished result, folks. Okay then, that is all now bagged up, so let's celebrate with a nice slurp of a fantastic pint. Wish you could taste it, folks. But anyway, we've now got our 1000 grams of Brew Enhanser 2. Now, what I would say is, if you're not going to use it straight away, get the ones with the label so you can just write what's on there and the date that you actually made it. I get the Ziploc ones and I haven't bothered writing on it because I'm going to be making a beer kit with this. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's the point in making this yourself when you can just buy the Cooper's Brew Enhancers yourself anyway, already mixed and already in the boxes. For the price it's cost me to make that from these and my other ingredients, once I've made 2 of these, they've paid for themselves, which means I can make 3 more and they ain't cost me a bean. The prices of homebrew and beer stuff is gradually going up depending on where you buy it. It's a no-brainer to be making this stuff yourself. Once these 2 have been done, the rest are free. So I'm going to get 5 beer kits for the price of 2. Now, with this stuff, this will add about 3 to 4% to your homebrew in ABV volume. So you won't need to add any more malt and you won't need to add any brewing sugar unless you want it to be stronger yourself. Now, the light malt and the dextrose, they'll totally ferment out when you fermenting your actual beer, but it won't leave no residual aftertastes. What it will do is you'll have that nice malt flavour from the malt, the light spray malt that you've put in there. The maltodextrin doesn't ferment out. What it does is it improves the body, the mouthfeel and the head retention. That's what that does to me. But anyway, I'll be using this in my next beer kit, which I think will be a Black Rock beer kit. They haven't arrived yet. I ordered them online. I ordered all of this lot online. And this stuff, I ordered it about 5 days after I ordered the beer kits, and the beer kits still haven't come. So I'm waiting for them. That's why I'm sanitising. Oh, I've got all stuff down there. Sanitising all my bottles and everything ready. But anyway, what I will ask you to do is, if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button, because we need to grow the channel, get more people watching it. Also, share the videos on social media and things like that. That might bring more people to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give us a little thumbs up, a little click on the like button, and I'll catch you in the next episode. I hope this has been helpful for you, and we'll be doing more homebrew videos as soon as our beer kits come. So I'm Double Tap, and bye for now. Cheers. Lovely jubbler.